about information about property insurance for a buyer or a seller. Again, these are our pre-offer documentation, just to notice information to kind of from to read over and go over with your client. But let's get into it. One of the main things we're going to do as soon as a home goes under contract is make sure our buyers go and get quotes for insurance, flood insurance, property insurance, so they can learn what their insurance amount will be. Because more than likely, if they have a loan, the lender's going to require that they have insurance. So let's go ahead and read this little informational document we give to our clients. It's only 2 pages, so it's not going to take too long. The availability and affordability of property insurance may affect both the buyer and the seller. Typically, a buyer will seek to insure the property. Most mortgage lenders require that the property be insured in an amount not less than the loan amount. The failure to obtain property insurance at or before closing may delay transaction or cause it to delay, either of which can pose both inconvenience and cost to both buyer and seller. So what do you know from that? Get your quotes while we're in the option period, all right? Don't let them wait on that. B, there's a number of factors that affect the availability and affordability of insurance. The level of coverage will significantly affect the cost of the insurance. There are several levels of insurance. For example, a policy may cover the replacement cost of the improvement, and the replacement cost and the replacement costs many personal items of the property in the event of most casualties. A property may cover only the cash value of the improvements and include many casualties, or a policy may cover casualties and costs between the two noted extremes A and B. So you want them to talk to the insurance provider and see what level of coverage they need. Sometimes you have clients that have high-end things in their home that they want to make sure covered. Sometimes they just want to cover, hey, if something happens to the house, that it's taken care of. Oh, if something happens to the house and maybe my goods or my items or, excuse me, let me get that real quick. Okay. Yeah, and maybe their items in the house, like maybe I've had a few clients have some luxury cars, high-end rings, expensive jewelry and stuff like that. You want to make sure that's covered. Talk to the insurance provider and they will give them a range of what's coverage, riders, and such that. But the basic necessity of the house, as far as the property, generally when you have a loan, they're going to want that house to be covered. Coverage levels and prices vary from company to company. That's why they go out and get quotes. There are many insurance companies conducting business in Texas who offer a variety of insurance products and at various prices. One insurance company may refuse to insure a particular property or person, while another insurance company may elect to do so. One insurance company may charge a significantly lower premium than another insurance company for the same or similar coverage. Generally, each insurance company has specific guidelines by which it's priced its insurance policies. By which it prices its insurance policies. The following are examples for criteria of an insurance company that may use to evaluate an applicant for insurance. The criteria may vary from company to company, though, guys. They may look at the past claims filed against the property to ensure that in 5 years, they look at the past claims filed against the property to be insured in the past 5 preceding the application. Looking at the past 5 years preceding the application. Past claims filed by the applicant to be insured in the past 5 years preceding the application. They may look at the applicant's insurance credit score. They may look at the past relationship between insurance company and the applicant. They may look at the physical characteristics of the property, such as condition, age, location, or construction materials. Most insurance companies participate in something called CLUES, which is a comprehensive loss underwriting exchange, and obtaining a CLUES report to evaluate the claims history on the property and the applicant. Again, they're going to be looking at you, the applicant, and the property. Most insurance companies contribute information about claims to insurance industry database known as CLUES. An insurance company obtains a CLUES report when evaluating an applicant for insurance. So trust me, they're keeping track of all these things too. This is like, how do you explain? Like your credit score, but this is with insurance. How many claims you? They're looking at you as a person, and a CLUES report contains information about claim history of the property as well and the applicants of insurance. The clues report contains only data and does not inform the buyer or seller whether the insurance is available or not available or at what cost. It just insurance companies use the clues report in different ways. It's best to speak with an insurance agent with respects to how information, in particularly the clues report, affects the affordability and availability of the insurance. 3. While clues reports are generally accurate, they may be errors in the report. So, an event may list a claim even though the insurance company did not pay out any proceeds. For example, the cost of repairs did not exceed the deductible, or inquiry might have been incorrectly classified as a claim. So, and also B, federal law prohibits a person from challenging federal. Wait, hold up. Oh, sorry. Federal law permits a person to challenge. Sorry, you can challenge inaccurate information in the clues report. One contact. One may contact the administrative of clues nexus to correct information in the clues report. A property owner may feel the property owner may forfeit obtain a clues report for his or her property through companies such as Nexus. That's the address, email, or website. Or you can call 1-866-312-9067. A plus at 888. Sorry, I'm sorry, 800-809-8843, or other companies, most of which they're also accessible via internet. Any owners may contact the Equifax Insurance Consumer Center at 800-456-6004. Guys, remember again, clues report can only be accessed by the owner. So if you are a buyer's agent and you're trying to make sure this property, I've asked for a clues report when there was some questions or scratching my head on if the property had flooded. I was hearing from the owners that it hadn't, but they were investors, so they didn't know, and I was hearing from the neighbors that it had. So I requested that the sellers, through our option period, get a clues report. Now the sellers have to be the ones to ask for it. Somebody that does not own the property cannot request a clues report on the property they cannot own. So note that. Promptly after entering, and let's continue on, sorry. D, promptly after entering a contract to buy a property in Texas, the buyer should take the following steps to avoid delays in closing and avoid additional costs. If the buyer has the option to terminate the contract, the buyer should make sure that the buyer and the insurance agent has completed the following steps before the option period expires. Here we go. Contact one or more insurance agents. The buyer should discuss the various levels of coverage with the insurance agent and ask questions that are necessary so the buyer understands the level of available coverage. B, insurance agents can provide applicants with written summaries of various coverage levels. Guys, get a copy of that. Send it to the other person. Make sure they can compare, what apples to apples, oranges to oranges, and make sure the prices are together. But it's kind of good to see that. Basic summaries are available at websites noted in paragraph E. There, we'll get to that. Submitting an application for insurance with the insurance agent of the buyer's choice. It's your choice who you decide to use because they're going to be your insurance provider. Applying for insurance promptly after entering into a contract to buy property helps avoid surprises or delays in closing transactions. Prompt application permits the buyer time to evaluate various coverage levels and prices. Delaying the applications for insurance may limit opportunities to obtain the most suitable coverage and may limit opportunities to address any unforeseen problems or delays in obtaining coverage. In the recent years, many transactions have been delayed or terminated because of problems associated with obtaining insurance coverage. 3, you want to ask for written confirmation from the insurance agent that the insurance company has received the application, has reviewed the applicant's clues report, and has conducted all necessary reviews to ensure policy at the particular price quote. Some insurance companies may ask for specific information or wish to inspect the property. That is true. Various insurance coverages The insurance coverage. Verify that the insurance coverage the buyer has chosen is acceptable to the buyer's lender. Absolutely. You want to make sure that you're getting enough coverage. The buyer's lender wants that, and that's okay. You never want to go without insurance, especially if you have a loan, because if you don't, if you decide, oh, I'm going to go ahead and cancel my insurance coverage, and that loan, a lender finds out, they're going to get their own insurance, and that you're going to be paying. They're going to get insurance, and you're going to be paying, and it's really usually a nasty, very expensive insurance. E. If one is not available to obtain insurance at a reasonable price or more information is needed, contact the Texas Department of Insurance at www.helpinsure.com or www.tdi.state.texas.us. Pretty much, this is just information that you're going to give to your client. You're going to scroll down here, have them sign that they have this, and you'll be done with this one. And that's it for information about property insurance for buyers or sellers.